Max Bankman, I'm the new doctor.
Welcome aboard the Odyssey.
ABC tonight.
This ship is heaven. We're tending to our passengers' dreams. I'm in.
From 911 executive producer Ryan Murphy comes a splashy new drama on a luxury cruise ship with Joshua Jackson and Don Johnson.
It's your job to keep everyone alive.
She's in VFib. 1, 2, 3. Clear.
I have a pulse.
You're going to be okay.
Dr. Odyssey. Series premiere tonight, 9/8 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
When it comes to living life, there's a lot to overthink, but I don't ever have to overthink my water. I've been drinking Smart Water for years and truly love its pure, crisp taste. It's vapor distilled through a process inspired by clouds. I love chic branding, and Smart Water's sleek bottle shape makes it the perfect accessory for any day bag, workout tote, or backpack. Smart Water is the smart way to hydrate no matter what you have going on in your life. Life is full of choices. Smart Water is a simple one. Visit drinksmartwater.com to learn more.
1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men experience domestic abuse in their lifetime. And nearly half of survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Purina started the Purple Leash Project to help eliminate one of the many barriers domestic abuse survivors face: a lack of pet-friendly domestic violence shelters. Through the Purple Leash Project, Purina is helping to create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters across the country, so abuse survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit Purina.com/purple to get involved.
Hey, it's Austin James. Yes, I'm living with diabetes, but it doesn't have to define me. Thanks to the Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor, I get real-time glucose readings throughout the day. The Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor is small and easy to wear, giving me the freedom to focus on my life as a parent and a musician. Now this is progress. You can get a free sensor at freestylelibre.us.
Offer available for people who qualify. Visit myfreestyle.us to see all terms and conditions. Certain exclusions apply. Data on file. Abbott Diabetes Care. Per prescription only. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
This is Dr. Laurie Santos from the Happiness Lab. Many people have questions about how to improve levels of happiness. Living a healthy lifestyle is one sure way of increasing happiness. And a good place to start is with your oral health. Just a few small changes to your oral care routine, such as changing your toothpaste to Colgate Total, can lead to beneficial changes in your oral health. Colgate Total helps stop oral health problems like gingivitis and cavities before they start, because preventing oral health problems is a lot easier than treating them. Be dentist ready and get Colgate Total at shop.colgate.com/total.
Hi, everyone. I cannot wait for you to hear the full episode of Climbing in Heels with Briony Raymond, the queen of luxury jewelry. You cannot imagine how many A-list celebrities she has landed on. Just do a little digging. You will lose your mind. I asked my followers to submit their jewelry questions, and Briony and I are going to answer them for you now. So don't miss the full interview out this Friday. Sometimes we do like a rapid fire thing, but in your case, I actually surveyed my listeners and followers with jewelry questions that I want to throw out at you. Okay?
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
What's your favorite way to style a brooch?
Oh, I love a brooch in the hair. That's probably number one.
Same.
I wore a brooch in my hair this year to the Emmys.
Same.
I also love a brooch on a hip. Like I love like
Me too. I used to do that a lot in my styling life. I would sometimes cinch, like I would just kind of ruche a little hip, like a little drape, and then put that brooch right in there.
So
I love that. Okay, great. We continue to be jewelry soulmates. Okay, what's the one? This one is going to be hard for you to answer, I think, because I get asked it in styling life, but it's hard. What's the one piece of jewelry you cannot live without?
The one piece of jewelry I cannot live without. Genre or a specific piece?
Anything.
Like
one specific piece. Like it could be, I want to know one specific piece.
Okay. I have it. I could not live without my vintage Van Cleef & Arpels engagement ring.
I was going to say it. Ding, 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 ding. That's the right answer. Okay. Is it the one I tried on the other day? No.
You haven't seen it. It's because it's too small and I can't size it again. Van Cleef is like, literally, I was a size 2 when I got married. I am not even close anymore. And it doesn't fit.
How about a
and
pinky? Pinky?
Yeah, I could make it a big ring. Yeah. And Luke's always like, why don't you wear that very nice ring? Right? Worked so hard to give you. I'm like, dude, I need to go back to my pre-baby.
Stop. Okay.
Aw.
Pearls seem to be trending again. What's a good pearl piece to invest in?
Ooh, I am a pearl girl through and through. Always have been.
You really are. You really are. Everything about you says pearls.
I truly love them. And I always laugh too when people are like, oh, well, pearls are having a moment. And I'll be like,
I'm like, they never didn't have a moment.
Exactly.
Agreed.
So I'm like, am I so uncool that to me, I'm like, pearls weren't having a moment? I was still wearing them. A great piece to invest in. I would say a really amazing pair of pearl earrings that you could dress up or down. So we actually make, I mean, not to do like a BR plug, but we make a pair that's on a gold wire. Right. And I always love, it's like a chunky, pretty South Sea pearl, but it kind of goes, you can make it dressier or less dressy. So great pair of pearl earrings that aren't too fussy.
Because it's great with a pair of jeans and a t-shirt.
Exactly. You can, and if you wanted to make them dressy, then you like throw on a bunch of necklaces and cuffs. But.
Okay. This is a good question, actually. How can you make an emerald cut diamond that you took from a ring into a cool necklace?
Easy. Throw a big, chunky, heavy gold bezel on it and put it on a chunky gold curb link chain. Yep. And I actually have done this.
You have. I've seen it. Someone was wearing it at our dinner this summer and I was obsessed.
Exactly.
Okay, that's great advice. What classic pieces do you recommend starting your jewelry collection with? I know what you're going to say.
I have a few different answers to that, so I'll try to keep it succinct.
For someone who doesn't love like massive things, like keeping it simple.
I would say, I mean, obviously price point dependent, but I think a great pair of studs or at a different budget, gold hoops, really, pretty, substantial gold huggy hoop or a stud. Love. I love a chunky gold chain. Doesn't have to be, any particular brand or anything. Doesn't have to have diamonds. I think a great gold chain can do wonders. And I love like a classic stainless watch, like an old Rolex, I love like a,
or even a pretend old Rolex, a Rolex like watch,
Rolex adjacent, like what?
Rolex adjacent. A Rolex adjacent watch, 100%.
Yeah, that vibe, like a chunky cool watch, 100%. Gold chain.
Okay, best neckline for a choker. As I'm looking at yours right now, which I love so much. I'm wearing
glass choker. I actually think chokers can look quite cool worn as a collar. So sometimes I will put a choker on a high neck top. I find that very chic.
Me too.
Or something that's completely far apart from it. I never want the choker to feel like it's
choking you.
In fact, I mean, in general, that too. I always say I want things to feel intentional. Right. So for instance, that emerald cut necklace we were saying, I don't want something to look like it used to be something else. Right. And you kind of shoehorned it into being something it wasn't meant to be. So it's like choker's the same. Either have it on top of the cloth or have a lot of difference of the skin.
Agreed. Like with a plunging neckline. Super sexy. Okay, great. I love that. Okay. I love this question. Is rose gold out? It's taking a pause.
I mean, this is me. Obviously, I'm always like, turn everything into a positive and like never say anything negative. I don't super love rose gold in general.
Me neither. And
I never have.
Me neither.
That being said, I'm also very, very clear when I talk to my clients about what I love and what I want isn't necessarily what they should do. Agreed. So if somebody wants rose gold, I will make them the most beautiful rose gold iteration of whatever it is, but
it's not your personal preference.
Not my personal style. I'm a yellow gold girl through and through.
Same. Okay. This is interesting. Two more. What is the most popular diamond shape right now for engagement rings? Because I feel like there's a new trend happening. Not new trend. It's old, but it's back. Okay, go ahead.
So I always try to speak through the lens of like what we're doing, not necessarily.
Yeah, of course. What are you getting asked for the most now?
Right. I don't have time. I'm always like so focused on what we're doing. We get asked for a lot of antique stones. So it's something that I work with a lot. Antique old euros, which I love. An antique old euro, just for those
I was going to say, please define.
Native jewelry speakers. An antique old euro typically is quantified as a stone that is obviously antique, so cut late 1800s, early 1900s. It has fewer facets, which means it has a large sort of glassy faceting pattern, and it reflects light differently as opposed to a modern or brilliant cut, which has more facets, more like twinkly crushed glass kind of vibes. The old stones have the bigger, wider, glassy facets. So antique cushions, antique old euros. So we do a lot of that sort of
Asher.
Asher is tough because it presents typically much smaller than it is.
Like an emerald cut.
Yes. A bottom heavy Asher can look a lot smaller than it is. So yes, of course we do beautiful Ashers, but no, I don't see that as having quite as strong of a moment as an antique.
I have seen marquee coming back. Have you?
Yes.
I have seen pears and marquee, and I was like, what is happening?
So a marquee, we just made the second Sloan ring. So Sloan's like one of our collections with it's a sort of signature is a thick gold bezel like this one.
Yep. I love her
so
much.
We just made a big marquee with that thick gold bezel and set it east. And it really lent itself well to that orientation. And it was funny because I had a few, people like my age and, people of different sort of generations who not my sort of more, not my young 22-year-old people more like
who want a cushion cut with like, all right.
And then they look at it, they went, oh, wait, that's a marquee. I thought I hated marquees. I'm like, you can't. Same. It's all context. It's the way you see it. It's how it's set.
Also, yeah. I love a marquee in an estate like vintage setting. Is like
it's so beautiful.
Absolutely. Okay, last question, because this is a long debate that I think will be debated for a long time. Thoughts on natural versus lab-grown diamonds?
So funny. I knew you were going to say that, and I did. Like, obviously, I did not have. These
I have a lot of thoughts. So,
okay. So I will say this. One, I will lead with. I exclusively, happily only work in natural diamonds. Right. I am a natural diamond girl. That being said, obviously, everyone should do what feels right to them.
Of course.
Our specific ethos and our brand sort of path will always be to exclusively work with natural stones. I also don't work with synthetic colored stone. Lab grown obviously is a separate thing, and I completely understand that. I will say this. I personally feel when I look down at something, I know I'm like, oh God, I'm trying to be so like, all the things right now.
You're good. There's no right or wrong answer, honestly.
Totally. I will say for me, when I look down at my hand, and if I am wearing a cubic zirconia, or I imagine a lab, or something that is not the natural version of what it is, it feels less precious.
Yeah.
And I like to feel really special and precious obviously there are many times I do not feel special and precious, but when I am thinking about luxury acquisitions and things that are truly there to provide for me, like joy and those like delicious, happy, excited feelings, the jewelry and, beautiful clothing and art, things that the sort of peripheral, the sort of, I don't know how we want to say, but I really want it to be the real thing. Yeah. I want it to have been the natural version of what it is. And so I feel really strongly that I don't think
that's a wrong answer. I think that's a really great, honest, truthful answer. And I think you're going to get people coming up in this world that only want lab, that only, and like you said, personal preference. But I do really appreciate and respect that you are saying this is your brand ethos, this is your choice, this is where you will stay, because I think staying in your lane is actually the key. And really knowing that, I think, and being so clear on your vision and what you believe in, I think is one of the most important keys to success. So I think that's great. And I don't think it's for anyone to judge. So
everyone has to do what makes them feel good. And that 100%. Literally obviously translates across any and everything, but that's just me.
Have you boosted your business with Lenovo Pro yet? Become a Lenovo Pro member for free today and unlock access to Lenovo's exclusive business store for technology, expert advisors, and essential products and services designed just for you. Visit Lenovo.com/Lenovo Pro to sign up for free. That's Lenovo.com/Lenovo Pro. Lenovo. Unlock new AI experiences with Lenovo's ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors.
Mrs. Meyer's Clean Day presents goodness from the garden. Imagine your home blooming with floral scents. No dirt or grime in sight. That's the power of Mrs. Meyer's Clean Day. With uplifting scents and down-to-earth values, Mrs. Meyer's collection of household products is inspired by the garden. Each scent made with essential oils and other thoughtfully chosen ingredients that don't just smell delightful. They're tough on messes, too. When it comes to cleaning, it's more fun if it smells like the garden. So visit MrsMyers.com now.
Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send instant money transfers, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get your first month free at greenlight.com/iHeart. That's greenlight.com/iHeart.